was nearly a year ago that we introduced you to a very unusual tale, the tale of a television series that was going to go on television, but ended up being on the web. The program is called People You Know, and this past month, or this month, early on, well, People You Know finally got a TV home on Here TV, the network aimed at gay, lesbian, transgender Americas. We will have our return guest shortly, but right now, in case you haven't caught People You Know, let's catch People You Know. And one word of warning, there is some graphic material. If you're watching on Brooklyn Independent Media specifically, there is some graphic material. Let's roll.
Never thought I'd meet someone like him.
I cannot believe he slept with somebody else.
Wait, who with? Is this someone we know? That fishy bitch. Are you okay?
I'm not gonna lie, it's been pretty messed up.
Wait, I just want to talk to you.
Now you want to talk? Where was this a month ago when you ran away?
Where were you? And don't lie to me.
I thought you were staying out west a bit longer.
You planned a meeting with a competing PR firm and you think I wouldn't know about it?
As your partner,
I'm gonna stop you right there. I have final say when it comes to my company. Look, we're friends. Don't cross me.
And back live in our studio for the second time, the co-creators and executive producers and often on camera of People You Know, John DeLaTorre and Baltimore Russell. John, Baltimore, welcome back.
Hi, thank you for having us.
How's the Here TV stint going?
It's going really well. We're very excited. So we premiered April 3rd, so we're actually...
About 2-3 weeks in.
Yeah, so it's very exciting. It's very exciting that we were able to get pulled from the web and, like you said, find a home on the network.
And what are you thinking now, hey, this show that we've wanted to be on television for a long time, made the move to the web first, now finally it's got a home where people around the country can see it?
It's actually a really good feeling. It just gives us a little bit of validation that what we were doing was on the right track. People took notice and felt that it was good enough and the quality was good enough to take it to a network.
Validation in what way, Baltimore?
That all the hard work that we've been doing, that the actual content of the material was good, and that it's actually had the drama and the suspense and what they were looking for to premiere on their show, on their series.
And Baltimore, how did the Here TV situation come about? How long did it take for you to finally have them commit to, all right, we're going to put the show on?
Actually, it took a while, but right after we premiered in June last year, they reached out to us, and we've been going back and forth with them.
So shortly after you were on our program?
Yeah.
Actually, yes, yeah. Mm-hmm. So we've been going back and forth, talking with them to iron out a deal that would be beneficial for both of us to premiere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And was there any specific thing that cinched the deal for you in terms of what the executive team there at Here saw on the program?
The thing that really was great for us was because since this is an independent series and it was such on a smaller scale when you're producing it, the fact that now that we're reaching a wider audience is what really was really exciting for us to go into this.
A lot more exposure we were able to get.
Yeah, more exposure, and Here TV is available across the country, on various cable providers, and they've also recently launched their international premium channel. So we're also getting exposure in that direction as well.
And so are you hearing from people in Europe and Asia and Africa? And
Yes.
So what are they saying?
They're loving it. We're actually fairly big in Turkey, surprisingly.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing that they're excited is they've been invested from episode 1, and the comment that we mostly get is what's going to happen next, and the fact that they're already really invested with these characters. Mm-hmm. So.
And if you have a question or comment for John and Baltimore from People You Know, let us know. Give us the ring. Here's the number, 646-652-2906. That's 646-652-2906. Number's good anyway. Catch us across the country, around the globe here on Blog Talk Radio. And you can also use our chat room. It's open. Simon Apple 04 by name. Rick Weber, a good friend from Philadelphia, in the room. Other people too. So use the phone, use the room. We want to hear you because what you say matters. Baltimore, for those who don't know about People You Know, give them the know.
Sure. It's about a group of 30-somethings and how they struggle to survive and find love and achieve their dreams in the city. And it's full of backstabbing and love and betrayal and sinful drama that everyone gets invested in. And
all those good drama things.
Yes, prime time.
It definitely has those elements that make good television. Mm-hmm. So as far as these characters are concerned, it's now the way that we kind of stand out a bit is the fact that these characters and the story that we're telling move past the coming out storylines. Now these characters are in their 30s. They're either career obsessed or searching for that right person, and now it's them. How do they obtain that?
And John, how much of this is based on both of your experiences or, given your title, people you know?
I would say it's definitely at least 50%. You want to embellish a little bit when it comes to the drama, but
Enhance.
yeah, you want to enhance it. But I mean, you do pull from life, especially when it comes to relationships, when it comes to having arguments with your your significant other, or when you're at a job and someone is trying to undermine you or pull one over on you just so that they can get ahead. So we definitely pull from experience to help shape the story of the show.
I was going to ask this later, but let's bring it up now. When you were on the program last, Orange is the New Black was really getting very big. It just won the Peabody Award, a major breakthrough in terms of diversity, including looking at the lifestyle of gay, lesbian, transgender audiences. But now we're at a time where we have Transparent, extraordinary show from Jill Soloway on Amazon. You have now documentaries such as New Girls on the Block, which premiered a week ago, that we had the creators of that program on, and Carolyn Gibbs from the Transgender Institute. Ryan Seacrest has a series coming up called Becoming Us on ABC Family. We are seeing more gay, lesbian characters on various shows, broadcast, cable, etc., all over the place, including pilots. One Big Happy on NBC, another example of unique lifestyle. What do you think about now that your program is in the midst of this explosion, if you will, or at least bubble of programming, scripted television, dealing with all these issues, with all these lifestyles?
We think it's really great. We're really enjoying being a part of that conversation and being able to join in and say, we do have a specific point of view that we're getting across that's not necessarily being seen in these certain shows. So I think there's a great space for us to play in the entire field.
Yeah, and it actually is very exciting that television has had brought in their characters when it comes to LGBT. Usually it was always one-sided, but now that it seems like they're really starting to make these characters as a whole and not just a stereotype.
And one other show I wanted to name, because I met one of the cast members last week when ABC Family had their event here in New York, which is The Fosters, which is a show about two women who are raising a family, and a very diverse family. And it seems that the general public has also embraced that idea, where maybe a couple years ago, do a show like this, hands off. No, it doesn't get on the air. And yet you have a network like ABC Family that has done shows like Switched at Birth, like The Fosters, doing Becoming, what was called now Becoming Us, and willing to just to say, okay, here's a different side of family, and you, America, you can embrace it or not, but let's give you the option at least, so you at least see it as opposed to hear it. Or stereotype it.
Yeah, well, that's I think that's one of the positive things about having a show on a cable network, because I think on cable you have that freedom to really tell a story and go as far as you see it, and like you said, people are willing to watch it or they don't have to watch it. But the fact that a show like that and other shows that are bringing in new series like ourselves or characters, into the realm of cable networks, it's actually an exciting movement.
It's very promising to get more stories out of there, more perspectives that we weren't used to being seen.
When I asked Caroline whether it's true to life, or it's true to life, you can script it as you can make it, that it's understandable, that it at least rings true, she was very impressed. But one thing she would like to see is transgender actors play transgendered roles, as well as play other roles. Because if you're an actor, you should be able to play any kind of role you want. Do you think there is some still room to grow, or some move to get, if there's a next level to get to, what do you think it is?
I mean, as far as moving to the next level, I think it really needs, I think it would just be, like you said, having having more of an acceptance of taking on those actors, LGBT actors, and really letting them portray that character, whether they're gay or a straight character. You do see straight actors who get such recognition for playing a gay role, but then there's still some hesitation when it comes to a gay actor taking on a straight role and then having them have it be believable. You always hear just little things saying, "Oh, he was good, but I don't believe," or he or she, "I don't believe that that it was that much of a stretch."
Now, just like our last guest, Latif from Collide TV, you are also doing a crowdfunding campaign.
Yes.
He's doing Indiegogo, you're doing Kickstarter. Why did you decide to go the crowdfunding route?
Well, number one, crowdsourcing was very helpful to us last time. We did have a very successful campaign last time, so we are still producing the show independently. So, in addition to crowdsourcing and reaching out to our contacts, we want to be able to continue telling the story. So, that's the reason why we're going that
Crowdsourcing
way.
is it's a great way to interact with our fans and have them actually have a direct impact on the show that they see. So it's very kind of makes it very personal, which is really great because then we get to know our fans and they get to know us and they get to really feel like they're a part of the show.
Yeah.
And Baltimore, your crowdfunding campaign is for $75,000.
Yes.
As of about 2.5 hours ago, it was about 1,800, nearly 2,000. So do you think there's something that you need to do to sort of pick the pace up, as I mentioned, suggested Latif last time, or something you can do to sort of encourage more people, or maybe make a direct effort to reach the Here viewers or the Here viewing base to join in?
We've done all those things, and something that is kind of fairly common in Kickstarter campaigns is you reach your campaign in the last week. Everyone is like, oh, I'll remember to donate, I'll remember to put in, and then the last week comes in, they're like, oh yeah, got to do this. So we're very, we know that it's going to be happening, and that last week is going to be crazy. We're going to get all the donations rolling in. We've been reaching out, we've been making appeals and requests and making interviews and getting ourselves out there to the audience at Here as well through our own networks.
And the proceeds go where?
Directly to producing the rest of the first season.
And that's how many episodes?
It'll be a total of 7 episodes that we're producing, and the entire season will be 13 full episodes.
Here in New York?
Yes, all filmed here.
It's very interesting that Brooklyn, in the last couple of years, where we are, has really become an amazing sort of mini hub of television production, with shows like The Americans, shows like The Nick, which just got a Peabody Award for Cinemax. I just mentioned early in the show, High Maintenance, the independent Vimeo series, which was shot in Brooklyn, that has just been picked up by HBO. They will do 6 original episodes with the creators, who just profiled last week in the Village Voice. So it seems like Brooklyn has really taken off as like, of the 5 boroughs, like the hub that's happening. Did you do a lot of shooting of people you know in Brooklyn?
Not yet. We filmed a lot of the first half of the season in Hell's Kitchen where we live. So we reached out to a lot of the community in there, and then we have in the second group of episodes we have a lot of planned outside in the 5 boroughs that would actually give us more exposure,
a variety of what New York is.
Yeah.
When you first start off doing an independent series, especially on a low independent indie budget, you kind of have to go where you can get most favors from local restaurants, local bars.
And they're like,
So the first half of the season was really about, it was great that we were able to accomplish what we did and the quality that we did, but that was definitely a sense of community. Our community was behind us in getting this show off the ground, which was a great feeling. But like how Baltimore mentioned, now moving along into the second half of the season, we're really getting into now more of these characters and who they are, where they dwell. So we'll be able to now start moving across, New York City to showcase, to feature more of New York City.
Scene from People You Know coming up shortly. We've got the creators and executive producers of the program with us live in studio this half hour on Small Televised, John Dylan DeLaTorre. He's the one in the gray, and Baltimore Russell in the navy blue. And they're both with us live on Tomorrow Be Televised, the program all about television. Happy you're with us on this April afternoon. It's a great Monday, although it's a bit on the rainy side, although it's supposed to clear up before the day is out. 59 degrees at the top of the hour. Simon Applebaum here with you on Blog Talk Radio and Brooklyn Independent Media. And if you have a question or comment for our People You Know creators, give them the call at 646-652-2906. That's 646-652-2906. Numbers good anyway. Or catch us across the country, around the globe on Blog Talk Radio, locally on Brooklyn Independent Media. And use the chat room as well, Simon Apple 04 by name. This Sunday night after the Daytime Emmy Awards on Pop Network, live from Warner Brothers Studios in Hollywood, that channel is launching a new series called Queens of Drama. It's about daytime drama stars who want to create their own primetime scripted series. We will talk about both the show and the scripted series they want to do. Will it get on the air, and if so, where? We'll talk to Adam Reed, the executive producer of the program, in a internet radio exclusive. And then one of my favorite people who follows the world of television, former newscaster, former proprietor of TVGameShows.net, will join us. Steve Beverly. I've one had on the show for years, and we finally will have him. That's all coming up Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, right here on Tomorrow Be Televised. And coming up in May, we hope to have live in our studio for the first May simulcast episode, the executive producer of a new syndicated series called The Startup Hour, where all sorts of projects get the opportunity to be funded by people in the viewing audience. Executive producer Jonathan Block will join us, we hope, live right here. That's coming up on May 4th. On Tomorrow Will Be Televised. We'll have more about that program. It's very interesting ways it can be syndicated around the country, including station, maybe a station here in New York as well. Before we show the scene from People You Know, give people a sense about these characters again and what they go through.
Well, the show is about how the 7 deadly sins corrupt these characters that we've created. They're in their 30s. They are beyond the coming out stories of coming out to their family or friends or just in general in public, but now they are now in the phase of their life of their ultimate goal, which is either career, finding marriage, family, and in this series, it's more of just what they're willing to do to get it.
Mm-hmm. Let's take out a scene from one of the People You Know episodes, and you might call the start of the scene a chance encounter. Let's stop, listen, and look.
Oh, Christ, I'm
sorry.
Lucas,
Mia?
what are you doing here?
I do the PR for Westinghouse, but you already knew that.
I forgot. I'm in a hurry.
How's Monty?
Don't do that. Do what? Don't you ask about my brother after all the shit you've put him through.
I wasn't trying to upset you. I was just wondering how he was doing.
Newsflash, Lucas. How he's doing is no longer any of your concern. He's getting out there. He's doing well. He's moving on.
He's dating?
Yeah, not that it's any of your business, but he is.
Do you think this is easy for me? Except for Brady, all of you have seemed to have made your choice.
Get off the cross, Lucas. I know for a fact you've seen Jenna.
Yeah, by chance. And you know what? You don't make it easy.
You know what? Jenna is a grown woman and she makes her own decisions.
Yeah, keep telling yourself that, Mia. You know what? Fine. All of you want to pay me as the villain? Go right ahead. Enjoy your coffee.
You know what? You're right, Lucas. This was all your fault.
Jonathan, that's you. I mean, John, that's you in the scene. What happened at that point? What caused that brouhaha?
Okay, so my character dated, was in a long-term relationship with her brother, played by Baltimore here. Mm-hmm. And the fact is, they were I guess you could say, the center of this inner circle of group of friends that they all belong to. And obviously their relationship fell apart. And basically he's not really that good of a character where he basically likes to cause trouble wherever he goes. And obviously that's his sister. So it's been a little rough between accepting Lucas to be part of that group.
The group has been divided, and she's definitely on my side. Mm-hmm. And when she meets him, she definitely has a little sparks fly.
Yeah, it's more of that, defensive mechanism that she has about protecting her brother.
There's sort of that holier than thou attitude. So why should I get off my pedestal?
Yeah. So so that's the type of series that we're trying to create, a little bit filled with drama, but also really set in reality as far as grounded regarding relationships, work, and then just how difficult it is to really coexist when something like that happens.
Do either of you get a lot of feedback, whether it's through social media or whether it's through mail or whether it's through phone calls of people saying, I can identify with what you're putting on that screen because that's me. That is my life. That is my situation. That is something I have to deal with somehow, some way.
Yes,
Yes,
definitely.
we actually, last week when we had our last episode that came on, we got a message about someone who's like, I actually just went through this whole breakup situation, and my family or my friends are dividing up and getting on either side, and I'm living this moment.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice to get that kind of like, yeah, okay, so people are responding to it.
Yeah, especially when it comes to the whole relationship side between love, and then it really is universal as far as when it comes to the storyline of how a group can stay together, especially when one is slowly being phased out of a relationship.
When both of you collaborate on writing these scripts, is there some sort of rhythm that you try to move things to? For example, Empire. One of the reasons why I think that show caught on so much was that it was done in such a way that every segment ended in a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
And then the next cliffhanger was crazier than the next one, and then the last one, and so on and so forth down the line. So when you are doing the kind of program you're doing, and you have to, you have a certain amount of time and a certain amount of episodes to tell your story, how does the writing process go? How do you decide, all right, we have to end an episode this way as opposed to that way? How does it work out?
When it comes to finding the ending of an episode, well, we break it down to see who has the most interesting storyline or a storyline.
What's the beat?
Yeah.
Figure out what storyline needs to come to the forefront and what needs to go on the back burner and kind of like sizzle up for a little bit longer. And that's how we kind of break it down. And then we go from there. We decide, okay, is this scene spicy enough? Is this scene good enough? Is it interesting?
Is it going to make you want to? Is it going to make you want to tune in again? And if we put ourselves as a viewer, so when we walk away from it, read the scene one more time, and we'll read it, we'll be like, you know what, it's not there yet, and then we'll just amp it up a little bit more.
Same question I asked Lateef in the first half hour. If the $75,000 doesn't happen through Kickstarter, what's the plan B? What's the plan C? How do you go from here?
Well, we are actually currently also reaching out to corporate sponsors as well to start implementing some product placement into the series, and also just talking to our previous backers that weren't necessarily part of the Kickstarter campaign from the beginning, and see if they want to jump on board. Yeah.
You can catch People You Know Sunday nights on Here TV. It is carried at 7:30, 8, and 8:30 p.m. Eastern and Pacific time. It's also carried at other times of the day as well. Check your local listings not only for where Here TV is available in your area on cable and satellite, but also how it is available. In some cities, it is as a straight pay service like HBO, Showtime, etc. Others, video on demand. Other markets, both. So you got to be very careful. Check out where it's available on your cable or satellite system, but also how it is available. For more online details, you can catch www.heretv.com. That's www.heretv.com. And for more on the Kickstarter campaign, of course, kickstarter.com. John DeLaTorre, Baltimore Russell, thanks for coming back. All the best with your campaign, but more importantly, all the best with your series going forward.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us.